Senate Republicans have officially triggered what is being referred to as the nuclear option when it comes to the confirmation hearings for district court nominees. Now, Mitch McConnell has made a big deal about this because he believes that Democrats are making it very difficult to confirm some of Donald Trump's nominees as judges. And the reason why it's ironic is, well, of course, we'll get to that in a minute. But first, let's hear from Mitch McConnell and how angry he is at the Democrats.
So, Mr. President, I come to the floor to discuss the unprecedented obstruction that has faced President Trump's nominees for the past 26 months and counting, and to announce that the Senate is going to do something about it. Mr. President, the systematic, across-the-board delay and obstruction that have crippled this administration's nominations is unique in American history.
Has he? He has no shame. Has he no shame?
It's so obvious that he doesn't. So, of course, most of you remember that Mitch McConnell led unprecedented obstruction of Merrick Garland, who was Barack Obama's pick for the Supreme Court. He blocked him for over a year, and he used the filibuster to do it, and he had no qualms about it. That was record-breaking, unprecedented, unbelievable, and Mitch McConnell was the primary author of that, and he was super proud that he obstructed the Democrats in a way that was never seen before in American history. And so now, with a straight face, with a straight turtle face, he comes out and he's like, I can't believe Democrats would do obstruction. It's unprecedented and it's unique. Oh, come on. And so these guys are a joke.
Yeah.
Look, Schumer's gonna get fiery, but I don't agree with either one of them. I'll tell you what my position is in a second.
Interesting, okay, so we'll get to Schumer in a moment, but I do wanna give you more details on what the Senate just voted in favor of, so this did pass. So the debate time on district court nominees and sub-cabinet executive nominees has been slashed from 30 hours to 2 hours, which is absurd, really?
Yeah, I totally agree.
What?
No, if you believe in the filibuster, then you would be right. It's absurd to take it down from 30 to 2. But I don't believe in the filibuster. I'm not sure I ever believed in it. I'm now positive that I don't want it. So let's go to Schumer, and then I'll tell you why I don't want the filibuster. Okay. Let's see his anger first.
I am sorry, so sorry. My Republican colleagues have gone along with Senator McConnell's debasement of the Senate. To do this for such blatantly political ends is simply unworthy of this institution.
Very fiery.
That's as fiery as Schumer gets. Okay, take it easy, Chuck. But I like the reference to the debasement of the Senate. Isn't that where Jacob Wall lives? In his mom's debasement? You know, I saw some guy there on the street with an AirPod just earlier today, and I was like, is he security? Check out yesterday's show for what I'm talking about. All right, so why don't I agree with either one of them? So they play this silly game, and it's a game that almost always costs the Democrats. So when the Republicans or Democrats are in the minority, they go filibuster, Senate tradition is the most important Senate tradition. We have to protect the traditions of the Senate. When they're in the majority and the filibuster is blocking them from doing certain things, they're like, oh, the other side is being obstructionist. I can't believe it. It's outrageous. And they started killing off the filibuster piecemeal, right? And as usual, Democrats, being the serial bunglers that they are, bungled this one. Harry Reid killed off a small portion of the filibuster right before the Democrats lost their majority in the Senate. Of course, and I'm on the record, right again, as he was killing it, I said, what are they doing? They're probably gonna lose the election. The Republicans are gonna win the Senate, then they're gonna be in the minority and need the filibuster.
Okay, I agree with you on that. I agree with you.
Okay, so then when Obama later nominated Merrick Garland, the Democrats respected the traditions of the Senate and did not kill off the filibuster for Supreme Court nominees. The Republicans used that to their advantage. Then, as soon as Trump became president, they immediately killed off the filibuster for Supreme Court nominees. The Republicans did. Did you think that they were gonna play by the rules, you idiots?
So far,
in the Democratic Party? Of course they were gonna just cheat as the minute they could So they're like, oh, you used to block we use it to block one of your nominees. Well, we're not gonna let you use it. So just be done with the goddamn thing, okay? It's BS. And you know what?
Okay, but let's just talk about the merits of the filibuster. All you've said so far about that, I agree with you in terms of Democrats being incredibly weak and short-sighted when it comes to strategy. But what about the filibuster itself? Why do you not believe in the filibuster?
Because I believe in democracy. If you got 51 senators, then you win. Same thing in the House. All you need is one more than the other party. So the filibuster, if you don't know, it requires you to get to a 60 vote threshold out of 100 senators, and it is used to obstruct legislation when either side is in charge. So, for example, the Disclose Act under Obama should have been a layup. It doesn't say that you can't be legally bribed as our current system allows for. It just says you have to tell us who's giving you the money. And the Republicans blocked it because at its height, it got 59 senators, but it couldn't get to 60. I can go on and on with the things that have been blocked in the Senate because of the filibuster. But overall, you know what I care about? I think we're gonna win the Senate in 2020. I care about it in principle, but also as a matter of practical politics. And I think we're gonna have the House, and I think we're gonna have the presidency. And I don't want the Republicans blocking incredibly important change for the American people as a minority, and they will. They don't give a damn about the American people and how the polling is overwhelming and the mandates of the elections. They'll be like, look, my donors give me money, I block all progress. So just, Democrats, please do not be stupid. So the only part of the filibuster that remains now, because McConnell just got rid of it for the all judicial appointees and all executive appointments. The only one that remains is for the legislative proposals. The reason McConnell's keeping it is because the Republicans don't have any legislative proposals. They're not gonna do anything the next 2 years, and they don't want the Democrats to do anything. So that's the only part of the filibuster he kept. So now when they get into office, the Democrats, if I'm right and they get the Senate, the presidency, and the House, the Democrats will use the filibuster as an excuse for, I mean, we would have loved to have done Medicare for all.
Yeah.
But the Republicans have a filibuster, what can we do? Okay. And we have to respect the traditions of the Senate, and it'll be horse crap. It is used by a very tiny minority in this country, which is the donor class, to block a lot of progress.
Okay, so you often say that you're the most reasonable man, but I would argue that I'm also incredibly reasonable because you made
this is an important contest as to who's more reasonable.
No, but obviously you made a good point. So I was actually in favor of the filibuster, but I guess I never really thought about why. And so you made a good, compelling argument. However, I do have to point out your hypocrisy on this issue. Yeah.
Okay, what do you mean?
So
we just said I'm the most reasonable man in America.
The point that I want to make is you have to practice what you preach, and you appear to really love filibusters based on your commentary on the show. And
oh, damn, she went there. Oh my God. I did not see that coming.
It was good, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. When you started the orange of that story, I did not see where it was going to end up.
Take a look at the oranges.
Okay, seriously, stop with the nonsense speechifying that both sides do when they're in the minority or the majority, and they constantly flip sides. Schumer does it, McConnell does it, it's exhausting, it's annoying to look at, and if you're a progressive, I think that the correct ideology in this case and principle in this case is get rid of the filibuster, because in a democracy we should have rule of the majority. On the go? Don't worry, we got you covered. You can still listen to TYT at our new podcast network. Find us on Apple Podcasts, the Google Play Store, or at tyt.com/podcast.